Hey guys, I am so happy to be back. I apologize for my departure lately because of the amount of exams and final assignments I deal with in finishing up with the semester, but I am so glad that it is all over. But before I begin this video, I would like to say that there is a new change to this channel, and so far I've been on YouTube for about a year and 10 to 11 months. And I just feel like it's about time that I change my name for this channel. So this channel will now be called The Classic Cinemac because I just thought that since it had Classic and then Cinemac with my name on it, I decided to have this type of filmography slash cinematic feel to the YouTube name. So don't get me wrong, I am still going to be making more movie reviews just under a new identity slash name, and I am so happy to begin a new era under the name The Classic Cinemac. Let's hit that new movie review intro. Let's do this, guys. For today's video, I think I want to make something very special for everybody. So it's been a while since I have done a collection review where I review Blu-rays and DVDs that I own. And the last time I did it, I believe it was when I did my Wes Anderson collection. So today, I would like to present to y'all my Criterion collection, Blu-rays and DVDs. And these are Blu-rays and DVDs that I love watching because of the amount of stuff that you get from these classic movies, especially with the behind the scenes and the featurettes that they offer. And I think it will just be a lot of fun to show these babies over here. Whoa! It's a big stack, but I'm going to do my best to just say brief things about each of these movies that I own. Now, granted, these are not all of my Criterion Collection Blu-rays and DVDs. These are just a select few of my favorites, so let's get into them. The first one I would like to start off with is Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is written and directed by Wes Anderson, and it is the adaptation off of the novel by Roald Dahl. So this is a movie that I really love, and because of the amount of creativity that was enhanced in this movie. It was Wes Anderson's first stop-motion animated film with all the figures, and you can tell that his style was really in the movie, you know, with the symmetrical shots and the classic songs, the quirky music. And if you look over here, I really love this Criterion collection. I mean, just look at the artwork and, you know, the visuals and, you know, just how unique this Criterion collection Blu-ray looks. It looks kind of like a book if you just look at it. And you see the front and the back, it's over here, and then the spine or the side of the Blu-ray. And the cool thing about this Blu-ray is this is a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. So you got two disc DVD in it and one Blu-ray. And the 2 discs is, of course, of one DVD, which is the feature film, and the second DVD being the special features. So this is one of my favorite combo packs that I own from the Criterion collection. I love this one. It feels like a book, like what I said, and it is perfect to own. The second Blu-ray that I own from the Criterion collection is Hiroshima Mon Amour. So this movie came out in 1959, and it is about a French actress and a Japanese man having an affair with each other. And as they have this affair in Hiroshima, they begin to discover more about their similarities and their relationship. So this is a very strange film. It has a non-linear narrative, which means that this movie is told out of order. It's not a straight narrative with rising action, falling action. And this is considered to be some sort of experimental film where filmmakers in the late 50s, early 60s, they wanted to try out some new techniques with showing found footage and to basically portray that type of footage into some sort of narrative. And this is a very well-made movie. I do not know if this will be a movie that everyone will like because, number one, not just because the movie is in the French, but it's also because of how different this is from classic narrative cinema. But it is a movie that is worth seeing. It's very interesting. And this is a movie that can definitely inspire filmmakers on how they can use found footage. So if you look at this Blu-ray over here, this is just, you know, the Blu-ray of the Criterion, and, you know, just the back with all the information. And I'm just really glad that I got this on Criterion Blu-ray. The third Blu-ray I would love to show is Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro. This is one of my favorite Criterion Collection Blu-rays because of how much I adore Pan's Labyrinth. There's just something magical about this movie. Not just with the CGI, but just how it's able to mix practical CGI with makeup and make it appear as if this is a realistic fairy tale from the Second World War or the Spanish Civil War of the 1940s. So this is a very special Criterion Collection Blu-ray. And if you just look at the artwork, it's Ophelia with the knife from the movie with the fawn's eyes. And what I love about it is that when you open the disc, it's basic. When you open the case, if you look at the Blu-ray disc, it looks like a maze, kind of like in the movie when Ophelia has to figure out her way. And if you look at, the fairy, and this is just one of the coolest Criterion collections because you get a lot of commentary from Guillermo del Toro, and then you get to see a lot of behind-the-scenes featurettes. It's a very special movie. I highly recommend it, and I'm so glad that this movie is on Criterion. Next movie on the list is Les Samourai by Jean-Pierre Melville, and you know how I feel about this movie. I love this film because of how it grabs your attention when you watch it. I mean, when you watch the entire film, the suspense just builds up. It is a very suspenseful and adventurous film about a hitman that has no humanity for life, but whenever he's on this mission, you begin to kind of fear for him. And from this movie, and with this movie from 1967, a part of the French New Wave, this is one of my favorite classic films from France at the time. And this came out around the time, the 60s, during the time when they had Breathless. And of course, this is Jean-Pierre Melville's first color feature, since his previous films were black and white. But this is literally one of my favorite Criterion collections that I have because when you put the movie into your Blu-ray, what I love is how it has some type of 4K resolution. Granted, this movie is not, this type of Blu-ray is not 4K Blu-ray, but I heard that the Criterion just had a way to make this film resolute higher with higher quality. So if you look at it, it looks completely awesome. You have the protagonist on the cover, Jeff Costello, played by Alain Delon, and what's really cool is that when you open it, you have Alain Delon again as Jeff Costello in his hitman stance. So if you look at it, you have a booklet, and when you read the booklet, you see how they made the movie. It's really fantastic when you read it, and that is just how much I really love this Criterion Collection Blu-ray over here. And this is why it's also another great addition to the list. Who knew that after Les Samurai, I have another samurai, that one known as Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa. Believe it or not, I still have not finished this movie. This is a 3.5-hour movie, and I still haven't finished it because I have been so busy with schoolwork and stuff, and I know people have been begging me to finish the entire movie. Do not worry, I will finish the movie, and maybe next time when I watch it, I will watch it within one take, no breaks, because it is a type of movie that just keeps you on the hook. It really does not feel like 3 hours, but because of the amount of devotion that was put into this movie by Kurosawa and how it influenced filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Martin Scorsese, you can see how much of an influence it has been for American directors. And I think this is one of the most epic Criterion Collection Blu-rays. And if you just look about how big it is, just look. You have, your front cover, that was just a slip I showed you. And when you open it, you have another booklet that's just over here. And it's very long when you read it, and especially with the amount of devotion by Kurosawa. And then these are just the discs inside. It's very special. I really love this movie, and this could be possibly another movie review one day when I finish the movie. Do not worry, I will finish this movie, I promise. Now on to the DVDs of my Criterion Collection sets. So the first DVD I would love to show is Dr. Strangelove by Stanley Kubrick. And I know I showed this when I reviewed Dr. Strangelove, and this is one of the coolest DVDs that I own from Criterion Collection. If you look at it, it shows, the bomb. The font of the title of the movie is shaped like a bomb because of how the movie is trying to express the concerns of nuclear war in the 60s. But if you really look inside the DVD, it is similar to a book, kind of like Fantastic Mr. Fox. And then you have the famous shot from the movie where someone is writing on a bomb when it explodes. And then when you look inside there, the discs look very special. And the booklet itself is the top secret from the president in the movie, which is Top Secret R, which was, the operation of the nuclear code. So this is one of my favorites, and you have all these type of images on there. And when you read this book, just look at the way how it is formatted. Not only is it a booklet, but it's also kind of like as if it was an envelope. So this is very cool that it is formatted like that, because it really does give you as if you are a part of the war room scenes whenever people were handing papers to each other. And I'm very glad that I was able to show this. This is a very special edition from the Criterion Collection. And let us move on to the next DVD that I own. Next DVD from Criterion Collection is 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda. And this is a very fantastic movie. You cannot believe how much devotion went into this movie, because this is one of the best courtroom drama movies that has been ever made. This came out in 1957, and if you guess from the title of 12 Angry Men, it is about 12 jurors that are on jury duty. They are given a case about a teenager murdering his father with a knife, and they have to debate whether or not this teenager is worthy of being in the death penalty, or if he has to be forgiven. And this is one of the most engaging movies I've ever seen, because of how engaging the screenplay is. And when you watch every single frame or shot on the film, everything is connected from one place to another. And when you watch these arguments rise between these 12 jurors, you cannot believe of how much debate that is going on between these people. And it's a very philosophical movie about whether or not someone should be put to death because of their actions. And it is a movie that kind of relates to today with all of these issues that are going on. But if you just look at this DVD, you have the 12 jurors over here through the artwork, and you have Henry Fonda over here. And it's really cool is that you have the portrait of Henry Fonda again on the booklet, and you got the 2-disc DVD with, of course, the first being the feature film, and the second being the special features that went on behind the scenes. This is a great movie. I highly recommend, and this is just another DVD I would love to show with you guys. Last one on this Criterion Collection set is The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman, directed by Mike Nichols. And of course, The Graduate is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen because of the performance by Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft, the screenplay, the music by Simon & Garfunkel. And this is a very reflective and therapeutic movie on confusing times of college years. And I gave a review about this movie last summer, and this is a movie I really love very much. And this is very cool from the Criterion Collection. It is another movie that is definitely been remastered to 2K, 4K. And this remastered, I think, happened around 2007, because if you read the back, it tells you like how they remastered this movie on Criterion Collection. And this is yet another one of these special movies where you get behind the scenes commentary on Mike Nichols and what went on behind the scenes with Dustin Hoffman and everyone else. And this is another cool, DVD collection where you have 2-disc DVD, and then you have the booklet about the character by Dustin Hoffman, which is Benjamin Braddock. And it says that this is Benjamin. He's a little worried about his future. And that's just something that I thought that was really cool. But yet again, this is another fantastic movie that I love. If you haven't seen it, go check out The Graduate. It is awesome. Whew, that was a lot to take in. I am so glad that I was able to return today. I had a lot of fun discussing my Criterion Collection Blu-rays and DVDs with you guys. This has to be a great start to the summer with everybody. So, thank you very much for watching. I am glad to make a comeback tonight. And I'm sorry if this video is much longer than my normal videos. It's because I had so much to say about each of the movies. And maybe in the near future, I will do another Criterion Collection update if I do get more DVDs or Blu-rays from them. And there are some Criterion Collection Blu-rays and DVDs I forgot to mention, but I must have reviewed them in my other videos. So, Thank you very much for watching, and I am so happy to be back.